My reactions to Game 5 of the 2024 NBA Finals. Celtics won the game handily. Bounced back in a major way. After last game's just absolute atrocious loss. But they, like I said, they bounced back in a major way. Everybody contributed from, and the thing is, Jaylen Brown, Drew Holiday really set the tone. Jason Tatum and Drew Holiday. Jason Tatum with the assists, and Drew Holiday with the scoring. Jaylen Brown started off like 1 for 9, and Jason Tatum started off pretty bad too. But they were able to get it going towards the middle, towards the end of the first quarter. Al Horford hit a big three to make the score like 2-9. And yeah, the Mavericks they kept chipping. They kept battling, of course, because they didn't have a choice. If they didn't, they would have lost, and they didn't. They still lost, but yeah, they got Boston got a 10-point lead after the first quarter. Second quarter, they really blew it open, especially towards the end of the second quarter. And Jason Tatum scored like 16 in the first half, or 20, 16 or 20. But yeah, Jaylen Brown had 20 plus in the entire game also. Yeah, they played excellent defense on Luka and Kyrie. It was a combination for me, in my opinion, for Kyrie. The crowd got to him. The fact that Boston has a great defense. And the thing is, a crowd can really get to you, especially when you have history with them. And Kyrie Irving definitely does. I'd say it's karma, though, because he pretty much lied about staying in Boston. And yeah, so I can't really feel that sympathetic for him. But at the same time, I see that he is trying to change, so I respect that. But towards the end of the second quarter, I'm sorry, Peyton Pritchard hit another big shot from like half court that gave the Celtics a 21-point lead after the first half. And in the second half, the Celtics went up by as many as 26 early in the third quarter. Mavericks kept trying to get back in the game, but they just weren't hitting shots. And like I said, Boston was playing great defense, but yeah, they were missing a bunch of shots too. And I think the Mavericks cut it to as many as like 7 or 9, but the Celtics just kept the foot on the gas pedal. Thankfully, because they're one of my favorite teams. Definitely. I think they're my third favorite team. Although they're as close to my favorite team as anybody in the NBA. They're probably the closest team. That's my favorite team right now. The Warriors, my other two favorite teams are the Warriors and Raptors. The Raptors are a lottery team, and the Warriors, the reason why I like them is because they have my favorite player in the league, Stephen Curry. But the Celtics are like my favorite team now, after the past few years. But yeah, the third quarter, they kind of shut the door. In the fourth quarter, they just closed out the Mavericks, and it was just dominance from start to finish for the Celtics. As they took control of the game, especially in the second quarter, and didn't look back. Jaylen Brown ended up with 20-plus points. He won Finals MVP. Jason Tatum ended up having like 31 points. Derek White hit some shots too in this series. Kristaps Porzingis had a big game one. Game two was one of the worst games from three for them. Still ended up winning game three. They were down by like 19, but they came back and won. Sealed the game with a big shot from Jaylen Brown. Game four was an anomaly. Nobody showed up that day. In game five, like I said, they bounced back in a major way, and yeah, they're the champions now. And like Jason Tatum said, what they gonna say now? What the critics gonna say now, man? And honestly, last game my reaction was just shell-shocked because the Celtics have been dominating all season, and it's not often, especially this season, that they got worked by the Mavericks. But like I said, that game was an anomaly because next game they just destroyed the Mavericks. En route to banner number 18.